Still got coronavirus everywhere. But decided to ride my wife's bike today because ever since my son's been born, she hasn't been riding it. And I know what's going to happen one day is she's going to want to ride it. Of course it starts. And it's not going to start for her when we want to go. So obviously keeping the fresh gas, keeping the tires maintained, battery maintained, it's kind of important. So we're going to try and take this bike out for a little bit of spin, get some air in the tires. Just see how it feels overall. It's been a while since I rode it, but it is a 750, so woo! And this bike is so much fun to ride. Nothing really crazy in it, you know, it's carbureted, so it's simple to maintain, keep the carburetor clean. It's comfortable as hell. I could ride this bike forever. My wife's got a fancy cup holder on here, Kirakin cup holder. She's got the fancy flame grips and some nice floorboards that she converted to, because this bike came with some horrible pegs on it. There's so many motorcycles out there. Like, look, we have 3 bikes right now in my family, okay? We have a BMW Adventure, you guys know, my Harley Davidson Street Bob, and we have this beautiful Honda Shadow. This is a 2008 Honda Shadow 750. It is a great bike. My wife loves this bike. This bike sat for like 9 months with the same gas, no tender on the battery. At least 9 months, 8 or 9 months for sure. And I fired this thing right up. I was afraid the gas was going to be fouled, or that I was going to have to tend the battery upstairs before getting this thing going. And I warned my wife, I might not be able to get her started. You know, we might have to try harder, but this thing's going. The tires are squashed. I'm going to head to the gas station right now and get a fill up. Still a great bike, great handling. Even with flat tires, it's still like, it's smooth. It even has a decent growl. That this is stock pipes, and stock pipe. Let me tell you something. If my V-Star 650 came with pipes that sounded like this, I probably would have not upgraded to the cruisers from Vance and Hines, and I would have saved myself like $1,000. And this 750's got so much more power than my 650 had. Even for just being 100 more displacement, something's going on with the gearing inside of here. My 650 V-Star does not perform like this Honda. Sorry, Yamaha. I love you guys. Always love my Yamaha, man. But you guys lose on it, on that. You know, Shadow and V-Star battling each other. Yeah, Shadow whoops the V-Star's ass for sure. Guys will like this same type of motorcycle, like brand loyalty, right? Ooh, right? Now look, I'm loyal to the brands that I've owned. So if I'm with Honda, I love my Honda. Even when I changed away from Honda and went to BMW, I like BMW. They command respect for the heritage of the GS model. So you have to give it up to them. You have to give it up to every make that has performed with their models, especially tried and true models like Honda's Rebel. They've been producing that for decades. You know, the Shadow's been around for, God, since the 80s as well, just like the Rebel. So it's like, you just be happy with all motorcycle brands. They're all here to impress us and give us good bikes. Like, you don't have to be a super diehard Harley guy and just hate on every other bike, you know, that's not a Harley Davidson. So much so that you're even hating on Harleys. You're like, oh, Sportster, oh, men don't ride fucking Sportsters and shit. Sportsters are great bikes. I love my Dyna too, but hell, if I could only have a Sportster as a Harley, I'd sure as well take one and ride it and be proud of it. I was somewhere in West Virginia and a terrible rainstorm came down upon me. I couldn't even see 15 feet in front of me. And I saw an overpass coming and I said, oh right, I'm gonna stop at this overpass. So as soon as I get into the overpass, there's 2 or 3 Harleys parked there already and a bunch of people waiting out the storm. And I dismount off my Yamaha and these guys looking at me, I say what's up, they kind of say hi to me and I sit down. You know, you're getting to do the chit chats and then you come to find out that these guys don't really like anything but Harley Davidson. They're telling me that they, you know, if it's not a Harley Davidson, it's not a motorcycle. One of them legitimately told me that. He grew up riding Harleys. He will only ride Harley Davidson, and to him, it is not a motorcycle unless it is a Harley Davidson. And to me, that's bullshit. There are many great motorcycles out there that are not Harley Davidsons, okay? I like Harley Davidson for certain reasons. I like Harley Davidson for the way they look, the way they make me look, and the way they sound. And let me be completely honest with you, sound and looks on a motorcycle only get you so far. If you're insecure sexually, meaning you're single, you have no fucking clue what's going on in your life, you might need a all black Harley Davidson that's fucking loud as hell, because you're trying to get that you know, ride or die girl right now. But if you're settled, you really care about how people look at you while you're riding, and you also don't care what people think of what you ride, then you're going to start to appreciate a lot of different styles of riding and styles of motorcycles. You can't just be stuck in this one place where you're, I'm gonna ride a cruiser, Harley Davidson or nothing. Dude, you are holding yourself back from an entire world of excitement. And I'm just starting to find out about it recently, because for the first time I'm now allowed to go off-road with my my BMW. And I had never been able to do something like that before. Alright. Like I was saying, guys, don't be biased against different motorcycles. Just like them all. You know, like, appreciate them all for what they are. You just take one thing from your bike and you say to yourself, this is amazing. What are the good things? What are the bad things? Well, with this Shadow, it's easy to ride. It's comfortable as hell. It looks pretty badass. Those are the positives. It's cheap. You can find them for next to nothing. I think we paid like $2 grand for this a bunch of years ago. What are the cons? Yeah, the engine's not that powerful if you're gonna have to ride 2 up, or you're gonna carry a bunch of shit. It's working. Alright, we got some air. Tires feel a lot better, which greatly improved the handling, obviously. I just wanted to get back to what I was talking about. Don't be that guy. You know, don't be that guy who hates every other brand than what you ride. Alright, even if the brand didn't work out for you. Case in point, me and Indian motorcycles, right? I had 2 Indian bikes that didn't work out for me at all in a row. And still to this day, I still like the brand. I'm interested in what they're doing. New bikes that are coming out, Challenger, I like it. Will I buy one? Probably not. But I still like the motorcycles. I still like the brand. I still like the idea behind Indian motorcycles. When my students and friends come up to me with a new Indian, I'm still hugging them with a congratulatory hug and telling them good luck. I want you to ride the hell out of that thing. I'm not going to be upset about it. While other guys get, you know, a bad bike and they're just against the brand for life, or for whatever reason. Maybe you want to ride all American and you don't want to touch anything made somewhere else. Well, I got to be honest, I knew right away getting into Harley Davidson that probably more than half the parts on the bike were not made in America. Possibly, if I'm lucky, just assembled and looked over here, but definitely not made here. You know, so when you think about it, is your Harley Davidson really American? You know the answer to that. Don't be a dumbass. I don't have to answer that for you. I knew my Indian wasn't American. Yeah, it was assembled in America, but I had to order replacement parts for my Indian, and some of them came from Mexico and some of them came from Canada. So I already knew before I got them what the deal was. Bikes come from everywhere, and I've had Harley riders ask me if I had their food in the back of my Beamer because it looks like a bike that delivers food in Manhattan. You know, and I'll just giggle and shit, and then I'll say to myself, yeah, just wait. You know, roll up on my street bob the next week, and they don't say a damn thing. They don't even say nice bike. They're just mad. They're mad because maybe internally they have a problem with the fact that I like multiple brands of motorcycles, and they just want me to like Harley, ride Harley only, or ride everything else. Don't ride a Harley Davidson because you don't deserve to. You know, I feel like that's the mentality in a lot of these guys. Like, if you're not on a Harley, you probably shouldn't be because you don't deserve it. You got to be really careful with the way you talk to people in the motorcycle community when it comes to bikes, especially if they come up to you and the first words out of their mouth are, well, what do you ride? Those are just like those people who, in the first couple of sentences out of their mouth after meeting you, ask you what you do for a living, because they want to gauge how much respect to give you. And I don't like that, and it translates the same way to riding a motorcycle. You don't come at me with, well, what do you ride? And right away you're looking to pick at it. Nah, man, that's not how this works. You gotta have respect for the fact that I'm sharing the road with you and I'm on two wheels taking the same risks as you are. You can't tell me that because I'm riding something that's not something you believe in, that all of a sudden now I'm not on a motorcycle, I'm on something else. Man, you gotta get out of here with all that stuff. You gotta take that somewhere else to where people give a damn. There's a reason for every bike. There's a time and place for every motorcycle. Right now, the time and place in my life with my bike is obviously being best fitted with my GS, because it's perfect for the urban environment. It gets shit done when I need to get shit done, and when I want to look pretty and loud, I get on my Harley Davidson. End of story. What's the deal? I don't gotta have 3 Harley Davidsons. I want you guys to comment below and tell me what you think about all this. Have you been biased before on your bike? Have people come up to you and kind of like given you, I won't say an attitude because of what you're riding, but have people given you less respect once they find out what you're riding? I want you to comment down below and let me know about your personal experience. Alright guys, I want you to ride safe, ride hard.